Hey guys, welcome back. You found do it yourself, do it right. I'm Dave, like always, and today I got my I'm not messing around hat on. Yep. Like I said in a previous video, link to that video up here. That's the what's wrong with the square body video, and yeah, you can see it. Square body needs some work done on it. My sister took it for inspection and it failed. You know, like I said in that video, the horn didn't work, so they failed it, and now I'm tasked to get the horn working. So you know, it's a little bit chilly, as you can see. There's a good frost, and it's first day of hunting season. You know, it sounds like Baghdad 2003 with all the gunshots going off. You know, guys, you're supposed to you know, sight in your rifle or shotgun before you go hunting, so you don't have to take 5 or 10 shots. But you know, so you hear some gunshots in this video. Don't be alarmed. They're probably not shooting at me. So we're gonna pop this hood and see what we can do, and we're gonna do that after I warm my hands up because they're kind of cold. Alright folks, so as you can see, got the power barn open, and I've located the horns up front here. Now here's one, and the other one is over there, and trying to access these little guys. You know, I don't know anything about this truck. I'm gonna take this, I don't know how to take this grill out. So what I did was I took these 2 screws out here, and here, peeled this back a little bit, reached my hand up in there, try and get a hold of that wire right there, and of course that goes down in here, under here, and you know, same with that one. You can see the wire goes way back in there, and then, you know, I lose track of it because I don't really want to lay on the ground. If I had some cardboard, or if I was, you know, on concrete, and I really don't want to get muddy right now trying to diagnose this horn. So what I did is, you know, what I probably should have done first, and that was, you know, check the fuse. So I jumped up in here in the cab, and you know, this is, you know, there's a lot of stuff. So pulled the fuse out, and this is it, little 28 fuse, and it rings good. You know, I use my multimeter. Never leave home without a multimeter. And of course, there it goes. Well, you know, never leave home. So it rings good. It's not blown, as you can see. It's still good. And there it goes on the floor. So then what I did was, well, I did all this beforehand. I took this all apart, tried to get to the wires. It's up in here. That's up in the, you know, steering column, because I really don't want to pull the steering column apart. As you can see, way up in here is the fuse box. You know, good old Chevy made it nice and easy. You know, they put it where it was nice and accessible. All right, so that one right there, it reads 20 amp And it says horn slash DM. Now, I then took my sweet little multimeter. I'm not gonna do it because it's kind of a pain in the butt. Gotta use two hands. And, you know, I checked voltage. I'll put my multimeter on the whole 12 volt thing, you know, and it read 11.9. So it gets power. It's getting power from there to there. And then what I did was I tried to shoot continuity, and it rang. So I'm assuming, and then I jumped up in here, pulled the little cover off, this guy off, and I'm looking at this mechanism here. Not really sure how it works because I am definitely not an electrician. So I'm guessing that this switch here is probably no bueno. So I'm going to try and locate a star, and hopefully I have one here, to take that apart and hopefully clean up those contacts. And you know, I'll check continuity once I get all that done. All right, so I took this whole mechanism apart in here with this guy and this guy. This is the piece that goes in there, and what I've found is this. It's like a little plastic, all these little plastic standoff. You know, they're all busted. You know, they're old. 1987, I'm assuming. I'm sure they're, yeah, you know, I'm sure they're original. But this guy is supposed to go in here. Oh, now I'm dropping parts. So this guy goes in here. And what this is supposed to do is it's supposed to make contact. Actually, yeah. So anyways, that all goes together, and you see this switch down in here, this guy. So this little button, little switch, you know, goes up and down, which is fine. But then it's supposed to short it out to this part here. So when you do that, if I can see that, you short it out to the cowling, the horn works. So somehow I have to figure out how to get this thing to work with the parts that I have, because, you know, parts for this thing aren't just, you know, at your normal parts store. You know, it's an older truck, so I'd probably have to get on the old eBays and order up some parts. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna try to clean all this stuff up and see if I can't get it to work with what I have. I know obviously I know the horn works now. The problem is here, and so see if I can get it to work the way it is, which is broke. All right, folks, so after taking this guy apart, this was the little pin and the little plastic mechanism that holds that spring in there. You can see the spring right there. After you know, looking, trying to figure out the way it was put together, how in the world this thing would spring up and down to make contact with this thing that makes contact with the steering wheel, which grounds it out and completes the switch and makes the horn do its thing. So it's kind of like a Chinese puzzle. And what I've figured out is whoever put this together last time, they put this together backwards. And so this little flat piece, which was facing out, is actually supposed to be down inside of there, pushing against the spring. So this part of it, this end of it, is sticking out further. So I don't know who's been in here, and I don't know how long this horn has not worked, but hopefully when I get this little black guide holder mechanism, whatever the heck you want to call it, once I get that back down in there, because you got to push it. If I can show you the little nipple. Yes, I said nipple. There's like that little nipple that goes, that's right there. And that slides down inside of that other plastic piece there. And you got to kind of turn it like a quarter turn lock. And that is what locks this whole thing in there, so that spring doesn't go boing and hit you in the eye like it did when I pulled this apart. You know, my eyeball stopped the spring from, you know, getting lost in the truck here or wherever the spring would go. You know, that's what my eyeball is for. So yeah, let me get this back together, and then hopefully this little part will stick out far enough to make contact and the horn will work the way it's supposed to. All right, folks, so if I may make a suggestion, unhook the battery while you're trying to hook this thing back up, because you know, I'm way out here in the country and I don't think I'm bothering anybody by blowing the horn continuously for like 15 minutes while I'm trying to get this stupid thing back together. But you, if you're in a subdivision or a neighborhood, or you got neighbors within a mile, you might want to unhook the horn. So what I have here is, can't really, I guess you can tell, see how this pin now sticks out way further than it did before. And so, like I said, that little plastic piece way down in there, and I don't have anything, well, maybe my little piece of wire. I got this little piece of safety wire. So you gotta push this pin all the way down in. So this little plastic guide, you know, you gotta turn it. You gotta turn it somehow. And so what I did was I pushed all the way in with the pin to relieve the pressure from the spring pushing back on the black piece that's got to turn, like a little turn, and then it locks into place. So yeah, you're gonna make contact, and if your horn up front works, you're gonna be blowing the horn for a while. So anyways, so now that pin sticks out further, this guy is what's supposed to go in here and make contact. See how it's sitting in there? And then when you push down on the horn, see if I can do it one-handed. Maybe. When you push down on it, you make contact and it pops back up. See, this little thing has got a bend ever so slightly, and it just you know, goes back into its place. So I'm gonna say that this is pretty much fixed. Now I'm gonna test it out at every single phase of putting this back together. You know, this guy has to go in there, then those little broken plastic standoff things, they've got to go in there, and yeah, it's gonna be fun. So I'm gonna set you up over here on a time lapse. You can see what I'm doing. So I got this, got it all back together. Horn works. And so I started to put it together incorrectly. So these little plastic guys, they're very brittle. And you know, like I said when I pulled it apart, you know, these pieces probably need to be replaced, but for now they work. This little guy here, this little strap, is actually supposed to go down inside of there to help hold the actual horn button on this part. But as you can see, 2 of the 3 are they're broken off. So we got one holding on there, and then a couple of the edges of the screws that are holding it together, they're also holding it. So it, you know, it's not going to come off, but you know, it's pretty fragile. So, you know, I'll get on the interwebs and, you know, order one of those plastic things. I doubt that the auto parts store will have one of those. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw the old horn button cover on, and if I remember how it goes correctly, it goes kind of like so. Maybe not. Maybe I should have put that on before. Oh boy. Yeah, so this is what I'm talking about. You know, if you're in a subdivision or somewhere where you have people, take the battery cable off. I'm sure people up on the hill are loving me right now. You know, they're hunting, and I just keep hammering on this horn. So yeah, I'll get this cover back on, and then you know, I gotta throw all this stuff back together, since it you know, it wasn't the problem. And I gotta put that headlight bezel back together, and I'll bring you back once I got all that back together the way it's supposed to be. Guys, it just you know, if you're one of those people that think, oh well, I can't do work on my own vehicle because I don't have tools, and I don't have this or I don't have that. Well, right here basically it just goes to show what you can do on your vehicle if you don't have, you know, tools. This is all I have to work with right now. All my tools are up at the hangar where the helicopter is. I'm at my sister's, and you know, my brother-in-law, he doesn't have extensive tools. This is all I use. This is it. Some, you know, a old busted up screwdriver. Look how rusty that thing is. You know, some bits, you know, I had to make do. And then, you know, this kit is a Avalon, I have no idea. EVOLV. That's what this little toolkit is, and this is, you know, this is what I've been using to work on these little projects. So don't try to say that you can't do work with you know, with minimal tools. Of course you got to have some tools, but you don't have to have a big snap-on toolbox full of tools to work on your vehicle. You know, just go to Lowe's or Home Depot or heck, you know, go to Harbor Freight and buy one of their all-in-one toolkits. You can do a lot with just one of those kits. So, you know, don't try to say that you can't do work on your vehicle. Just grab up a cheap tool set and, you know, let her rip. All right, horn button back on. It's working. You know, the panels down here, the steering column, all together. Obviously, I have my I put the fuse in. Probably should have left it out, but and then you know, 2 screws that I pulled out here, and all back together. Everything you know, everything worked. This was a little bit more extensive than I thought it was going to be. I was hoping that it was just going to be a loose wire, or you know, a bad ground or something easy. But you know, I guess, you know, a couple people said, oh, make sure you look at the horn button, which obviously I was gonna do anyways. But you know, when I was down there in the fuse box and I wasn't getting any continuity, I knew that there was something wrong with the switch. So that's where I went. And so yeah, that's gonna do it for this this video. Now my sister can drive it back over to the shop and get it inspected. So yeah, like you do it all the and the rest of my videos, like, tag, share, follow, subscribe, you know, leave some comments, comment in the block. You know, I respond to just about every comment. If you're throwing some negative comments out there, I'm not going to respond. So I try to stay away from negativity in my life. So if you want to throw some negative stuff, whatever, you can do that, but I'm just not going to respond. But yeah, you can follow me on Instagram, diydaveb. Got a Facebook page, and that's do it yourself, do it right. You know, you throw up all your projects that you're doing at home. You can throw them up on that page. You know, people, you know, give me some ideas, and you know, I get ideas. Maybe give you guys some ideas for, you know, DIY home projects, not just vehicles or snowmobiles or motorcycles. You know, you can put anything on there. So you know, like always, till next time, thanks a lot. Not gonna get many more of these days. Winter is definitely on its way. But today, gonna get a few projects done.